Hello, everybody. It is your lovely individuals, Infernal and Dragon.
What's up, people?
We are back for another great episode, and we hope you enjoyed your week up to this point. We hope you are looking forward to a good weekend, if that is when you are listening to this. Per usual, shout out to all of the people who have been supporting us up to this point. Those views are still steadily going up. We see you. Thank you. All of our international and people who found us. Again, we see you. Thank you. And all of our people stateside and in between.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you. As well, if you are someone who had saw the TikToks, let me know. I don't know if you see it. I just see that there is 900 plus plays on the video or views, or like it showed up that many times for people. That's all I see. I don't know who saw it, but that's all I see. So if it was one
Sorry,
of you,
it was actually me.
Yeah, that's a stupid amount of times.
Yeah, right.
So let us know.
It's like, ooh, what's this?
Because there's no tags, no nothing. It's just videos of essentially just question of the day. So there will be another one floating around at one point, whenever I decide to film it. It may be short, but it is very hot in that getup because I'm in my jacket, in my mask, in a closed room in the dark. Like it gets hot in there very quickly, just to give
Like
that
you
illusion
would
of being
think
in a
having
cave.
yeah, I mean, you would think having the lights off would help a little bit, but nope.
Nope. Nope, no, it doesn't. But we do it for the fun. We do it for things. Any more updates? That's pretty much it. For our Florida people, don't do anything stupid while the storm's around.
Especially North Florida. Yeah, for most people that have seen the Weather Channel, like they'll know that there's a hurricane coming. So if
Well, at
you're
the
in
time, it would have passed, maybe.
yeah, by the time this comes out, it would have passed. So if you survived, awesome. If things blew away, go get them. If you became Mary Poppins, congratulations.
And yeah, so stuff with that.
Actually, yeah, if you became Mary Poppins, let us know.
Let us know. Let us know if you became Mary Poppins, and what new region are you in, and we'll go from there. So today's discussion is going to be centered around, I guess, villain logic is the best way of putting it. The
Logic?
villain logic. Yeah, just bear with me. Let me cook. The
I
the
do, and it always works.
and the So the main question would be is, which villain would be able to convince you to join them without force? Like no threats, nothing. It's just straight their point of view. Who is convincing you easily? That is what we're going to be talking about. I
Okay.
gave Infernal enough time. See, I told you, let me cook. I gave Infernal some time. I told him yesterday, and so he's had up to right now to get us it. He says he has some things, so he's starting us off on it. We'll move into our usual nonsense, and we'll wrap us up with the Would You Rather and have a great episode. So, what we got? Who's on the list? Who's getting you to turn to the dark side?
Well, see, like when you inform me of this topic, like in my head, I'm thinking of villains as portrayed in their universe. Um, so like one of the ones I feel like could convince pretty easily is Lelouch from Code Geass, specifically Zero.
Just,
Like
just
just be
talking to you.
basically he is very convincing. And like I mean, I understand you weren't the biggest fan of Code Geass, but the speeches he does and just like the way he talks, it's just like yeah, I can get behind that guy.
Okay, so that's all right. So that's number one. He's very charismatic, it seems,
Especially
and
yeah, especially when he was disguised as Zero. Like heck, he basically got all of Japan behind his back.
he was like, "Hey, come with me. I know things."
I can free you.
Cool. All right. Who else is on that list? We'll just knock all of yours out, and then we'll hop over to my three, and then we'll go from there.
Well, this one I'm also curious what your thoughts on this one is Aizen from Bleach.
Um, I feel like in that respect, I'm pulling a Geen.
Okay.
I'm rolling with him until I can hope to fuck his shit up. Because for those who've seen and those unfortunate, it's there's no spoilers on this. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert for this one.
there are no like spoiler, not spoiler, because what's like Bleach is old at this point, even though
We're in a whole new arc on this one.
yeah, a brand new arc. It, God, when the heck did the freaking Ronka arc go on?
Fuck if I know.
Like
Sidebar.
early
I
2010s?
maybe I don't know, but
Yeah,
here's a
early
hot
2010s.
take. I
Yeah.
don't like this season.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I guess I can see that.
it is. It's crap.
Like, what do you not like about it right now?
Everything. Like there's no storytelling. We get like a
Yeah, it's mainly
five
just
minute
fights.
we get a 5 minute conversation at best. And we yeah, cool fights or whatever, but like that's like the basic
Yeah.
the basic
See,
thing
like
is a fight. Like
the
cool.
the like I'll stop you there. The like what you're saying is basically a lot of people's complaints from like part of the first part. Um, is because they took out a lot of like air quotes filler like between the fights or like filler that's during the fights to like their reasoning is to try to keep it serious, but from part one and part two is like you kind of need that to one build on either the story or the fights, or add some comedy so that it's not always serious. Because like when it's always serious, then it doesn't feel as serious.
You can have full serious storytelling. It exists. There's anime that is like all of Psychopaths is a serious thing, and
That's fair enough.
yeah. So like,
I feel like with Bleach, like you need some of that comedy.
well, no, I'm not saying you're wrong on that. I'm not saying like, yeah, give me a little ha ha he he here and there or whatever. Like, but like this because granted, let me check something. Granted, I'm not like caught up because I never am because I don't rush things because I don't have that level of impatience like apparently the general populace does. Also, I'm watching dubbed, so I only have access to 3 episodes, right?
Okay.
In said 3 episodes, I'm thinking it's probably like double that for sub because that's usually how far back they get.
See.
Just about, yeah, just about that. They're on episode 8.
Yes. So let's see where. The fundamental for what was episode 3?
And so it's just like it's so meh. Like cool, we had our beginning fight, yay, flex, whatever. Okay, you get your and then you get your ass whooped. Everyone's getting their ass whooped, which still pisses me off.
the fact that like they're still having issues fighting the Quincy's.
It's not that they're still having issues fighting the Quincy's. It's the fact that I understand it's for storytelling purposes. It's supposed to be the turning point to change their mentality of how they do battle with problems. I get it. I'm happy for it. It's just that it's so fucking stupid. How many people lost their fucking Zanpakuto that didn't need to? And there's even a line in it. It's
4 or
freaking
5.
What's crazy scientist?
Byari.
There we go. So Mari, he's literally bitching about it. Like in universe, they're bitching about this bullshit. Like what?
Like yeah, it's like especially like out of all the captains that lost their Bankai in part 1, the one that did not need to use it was Soifon.
Like Soifon. What?
It's like out of all of them,
So if
Soifun was the one that always refused to use her Bankai. The only time she ever used it was against the spot number 2.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because High Levels 3, Skill Dues 2, and Stark was 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the only time. And she even said she hates using her Bankai.
Yeah. Because it's an
I'm just like,
anti-tank missile.
yeah, and it's like majority of the time you ain't fighting a tank.
And so I'm like, yo, like, Byakuya didn't really need to, like, I understand the thought process behind it,
Because it
but
wasn't their thought process basically like to use their Bankai and see how it's
yeah,
stolen.
they were trying to use live experimentation, and they're like, oh, we're trying to see if it's like whatever.
Like I
But
feel like they could have used like
Rinji's. I'm sorry, I
yeah,
understand.
definitely
But
yeah.
just Rinji, use his.
Yeah, it's like I feel like they also didn't need to use so many Bankais, like maybe 2 at most.
Yeah, no, they didn't say. Yamato, I, you didn't either. You could have kept flexing your regular power. I'm not saying he was gonna win. I'm pretty sure he was destined to die no matter what. Sorry, spoiler
Oh,
if you haven't gotten to that point. Doesn't matter.
well, I feel like the reason why Yamato used his Bankai was because of his past fight, Yuabak. So he knew how strong Yuabak was and knew that he needed to use his Bankai.
But like that's okay. Well, then you could have taken out the line of, "Oh, you don't know how it works, so you can't take it." That's not it, dum dum. That would You are way too smart for some bullshit line like that.
Mm.
You already seen what this motherfucker is capable of. There's no way in jack fuck spit fuck of hell was it, I don't understand what your power is. Nah, I'm just the only one that could wield it, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. It's like no other Storm Rider could use his Yamato's Bankai except for Yuabak.
It's like, yo, like, oh my god, like, I'm sorry. Oh, it's so infuriating when the story is just dumbed down or like the logic is thrown out the window. And
Yeah, no, like I really do feel like don't get me wrong, like the animation, like they're doing a great job, but I do feel like for storytelling, they need to add the parts that have been cut.
yeah,
Like just add the extra parts because it just adds to the story.
give me something. Give me Bleach back. This isn't Bleach, is that? And in a related vein, I'm not a fan of the current season of Jujutsu either.
Uh, this is the one focusing on Gojo, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so that half. Why is that?
same reasons. You're on some fuck shit. You're just like the story is like it's very what was that event? It's very original Spirit Blossom event in League where it's like, hey, here's some stuff happening. Okay, we're gonna move on now. But wait, what about everything like kind of like in between? Like what? Like I understand it was like
Yeah.
a big part. Like okay, hey, we're going to go get this person, right? Without
Yes.
like I'm not going to like spoil this shit or whatever. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
very common thing, right?
Don't spoil Jujutsu.
So hey, we're going to go do a thing, right? Oh, we have the ops. The ops are showing up, right? Next scene, the ops are taken care of. Show me the
Yeah.
ops.
I mean, I can kind of understand that, but also that's how it was done in the manga.
But like again, see, but that there's no excuse for it. It doesn't matter if it's the manga's fault or whatever. It's the point of the matter is the story.
When Gojo
is
goes
stupid.
when Gojo goes stomping, like I found that hilarious.
Like it's manga, anime, whatever. It's just these stories are lacking so much, and these newer ones have no excuse for this. You guys have been at this for so long, and yes, I mean you guys and the general ones who are creating these shows have been doing it on multiple shows and multiple manga. They've been doing this for years on years. Like, they are old doing this. You know the formula. You know how to do it. Stop giving me crap. Stop it.
Mm.
And I don't think enough people are mad. I really don't. But we'll
Well,
lose our shit over a live action adaptation that's shit, but we won't lose our shit over a bad storytelling on the second season or third season of an anime slash manga.
I wouldn't say that. People lost their shit when it came to Promised Neverland season 2.
That not enough. Not enough.
Oh, no, there were a lot. A lot of people were very unhappy with
Not
that
enough. Everybody should have been unhappy. Even people that weren't involved.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, no. Like, when it comes to this part, the first half of Jujutsu Kaisen, because the next arc is Shibuya, and obviously no spoilers. All I'm just going to say is brace yourself. But yeah, no, like, this part is... I'm trying to remember, like, how many chapters in the manga this part was. It wasn't many, because, like, obviously it was kind of like a flashback thing, for the most part. But, I mean, to me, because obviously I've seen the first half of season 2 of Jujutsu, like, I thought they did a really good job, with, like, adapting the manga and everything. But obviously everyone's more looking forward to, the second half. That's what everyone's looking forward to.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at times I forget that you are very hypercritical of things.
Well, yeah, no, everyone needs to be like this level of just
I feel
go
like,
as
well,
you
here's the
can.
thing. I feel like if everyone was hypercritical, I feel like nothing would appease anyone.
No, it would. Because the reality is that when you get the right amount, like, I'm not saying do it to the extreme that I do for the sake of, like, discussion reasons, but, like, when you let bad thing, it's just human nature. If you do something and it's not corrected, or, like, if it doesn't, like, please your audience, like, this is, like, it's more so of, like, being entertainment. Like, someone who's been through, like, school, like, this is the whole thing, like, PR, you have an audience,
Yeah,
like, you're making shows or whatever. It's mainly why it bothers me so much specifically. But
because you had
just,
to just go for it.
well, that, but also just as a general thing for people, because there's people who are diehards for these series and these mangas that know way more about these things than I do, and I'm coming in like, yo, what the fuck is like, I'm noticing things are missing, things are like, and I don't even know what's missing. So if it's that obvious to someone who doesn't know what it is, it should be for someone who does. And like you said,
Well,
people notice, like, people are like, hey,
yeah,
you
no,
left this
like,
out, you left that out,
yeah,
but like,
yeah,
it
people do
keeps
notice,
happening.
and people do voice it, but in the end, it really just comes down to the studios. Like, obviously, well, some studios really don't care, where other ones, like, they do listen to the fans and, like, try to fix it. Which is also kind of annoying, because when it comes to some animes, like, they add the cut stuff in, like, the Blu-ray releases. It's just like, why wasn't this part of the TV release?
Yeah, like, why, like, what happened here?
Like, that actually happened for some series, and when I heard about them, I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, that that is complicated. Well, not complicated, but that's like, I know there's more stuff on that one because of how TV releases rules that you have to follow this and crossing borders and stuff.
Yeah,
It's fucking annoying.
there's a lot that goes into it.
But I'm like, I'm not talking about on the back end. The fundamental of it just being absolute dog water.
Mm.
And it's just like, come on, like, if your audience, and I'm not saying listen to the ones who are clearly just out just to bitch. I meant, like, critical and, constructive criticism on, hey,
It
this is
has to
what
be
we want.
constructive criticism.
Right, which is what we want, but it's like, and
I,
most
I
of the problem comes from later seasons where it's like, how do you give me this masterpiece and then drop the ball?
yeah. See, I honestly feel like part of, like, the reason for, like, a lot of critique, like actual critiques that are, like, constructive, get, like, I'm trying to think, I guess, deafened out by all the bullshit critiques, because, like, especially these days, people on the internet are hypercritical of everything, and honestly, some people just post to complain, just to complain. Um, which I've noticed on a lot of like newer episodes for like just various anime. I'm just like, it could be like a decent or good episode, and they're just like, oh, this is so it's like, and like you get to like scroll down to find the actual like people that actually have good reasons for the critique and how like it should be addressed. It's like it's just getting drowned out.
No, yeah, I agree with you on that. Like it's a thing, and it is the internet. The people on the internet are just
It's
terrible.
gotten pretty bad these days,
And
which is honestly upsetting.
it's very very much upsetting, and I yeah, and but back to the game thing. Um, yeah, no, I would pull that because Aizen.
Well, welcome to the episode, the weekly rant.
Welcome to Dragons. You'll find all sorts of shit in here. Because Aizen, him being a villain wasn't for like the reasons of like, oh, I'm going against like like I'm going against the status quo, or I have had this tragic backstory. You know, like these general tropes of villain origin stories and whatnot. He's just an asshole. He's like, hey, I'm gonna try a thing. You're either with me or you're against me. And unfortunately, he had the means that if anyone was against him, they got fucked. And not
Yeah.
in the fun way.
Well, also one thing Eisen did mention before he got sealed at the end of the Ironcar arc is that he learned about the Soul King and how like basically like he like technically dictates the universe, and Eisen is just like fuck that.
Right. But, like, you don't
It's like
have to be a villain for that. Like, everyone can be mad at God and not try to take out the world.
yeah.
Like, that's like running off of 2 hours of sleep
I'm
for the
also trying.
week and then drinking a Red
I'm
Bull.
also trying not to give any spoilers.
And you know, and like drinking, you know, a Red Bull, and it's like, you know what? I'm either gonna die or fight God. And like Aizen chose the first.
That's a Red Bull with a Four Loco.
That's I want to fight the universe.
Ah, Gurren Lagann, got it.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, I want to pull a Gurren Lagann on this bitch. Let me fight the essence of the universe.
God, for those listening, if you have not watched Gurren Lagann, please go watch that. It is so good.
That one, yeah, that's a fun one. Hey, let me fight the universe.
Yeah, I actually want.
Christ.
I'm actually want to rewatch Gurren Lagann. Like I've been seeing stuff about it recently. I'm just like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, no, I was saying. So yeah, Aizen couldn't convince me. And the reason why is because again, like even if he found that out, like cool, whatever. But like, you've still fucked up too many people.
Yeah.
And like, so like even if you're right in like whatever, like I can't be like, yeah, that was a reasonable quote unquote sacrifice for this. Nah, sorry, nah. And then he, in like a quasi weird way, played God. Like, so like.
Oh yeah. It's like I make life.
And so it's like, so you find out that, you know, there's this entity doing some shit you don't like, and then you go and do some shit that people don't like. Thanks. Okay, get out of here. So who's next on the list?
Jeez, all that random match made me forget my third.
Hilarious.
How about we go to your list at this point?
All right. So
just so we can make sure we have enough time.
Yeah. Well, we're 24 minutes in. We got time.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We're 24 minutes in. That was a
Damn.
long
Yeah, I feel this. It feels like we've been going for a while.
So number one, Magneto, hands down.
Yeah, I feel like Magneto would be a pretty like
he doesn't even have to convince me. I'm rolling with Magneto. I'm sorry. Xavier, like, yes, you're great and all, but like you were
Xavier
way
has
too
good
passive
intentions.
when like there's a need for force, and Xavier knew about it and chose not to use it. And then that's when things got fucked. Every time he decided not to be more pushy or stand ground or kind of like a pushback to what was happening, people got hurt. People started going into the hands of the individuals that should not be influencing, for all intents and purposes, the youth.
The apocalypse, the government.
It's like the government came and took my baby.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. And so like, he didn't have to convince me. Magneto's like, but then also what made Magneto so like, I'm not going to say likable, but like where you could get behind him so easily was that he never like put down Xavier. He's never went like, oh, obviously your way isn't working, but he's not going out of his way to sabotage what Xavier's efforts are. He's just like, if we meet,
we fighting.
We fighting. Like that's how it is. We're on the opposite side. Like we are opponents in this game. It is what it is, and it is what it is. But I'm not, making it any less important of what you are trying to do and how you are trying to do it, because sometimes things warranted Xavier's method, and other times it needed Magneto's. Like, sometimes you gotta lift a fucking bridge and go fuck a bitch up.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, number 3. Yeah, it's like, one thing I did like about Magneto is that, like, because obviously he knew where Xavier was, but it's just like, he knew it's like, hey, the school is still technically a safe haven for mutants. So it's just like, I'm just going to leave that be. It's like, you help mutants in your way, I'm going to help them in my own way.
Yeah, and it's just like, so yeah, zero convincing, just I'm with him kind of deal. I would, like, if I wasn't a mutant, I would be that human sympathizer, if you will, of like getting him in places that he really shouldn't be.
That man.
Just kind of like, not even moment, just like, yeah, no, you guys knew this. You knew this was coming. I was letting this motherfucker in. You knew this. And you still gave me the job.
Yeah, right. Here's some metal.
It's like, it's on my resume.
Yeah,
like,
sympathizer.
Like, what do you mean? It was like, my reference. Like, did you even look at the references? Like, I don't remember Magneto's last name, but it's like Eric blah blah, like whatever Magneto's last name is. It's fucking Magneto. Like, I put him down as a reference. What are you talking about?
It's like, hey, he gave me one hell of a reference.
Like Jesus. So Magneto's, I don't see him necessarily as a villain, but like people make him out to be a villain at times because he does some fucked up shit. But Loki.
From Marvel.
Loki in any form.
Fair enough.
Not like he didn't he was just out here trying to do his thing, and then like, so like there's the mythology one where it's like he's just out here trying to do his thing, and then they tell him, by the way, you're going to be the downfall of everybody, so fuck you. And he's just like, hold up, wait a minute.
This is your fate. This is your destiny. You must be the villain. Like, and it's like, I didn't sign for this shit.
I was like, I just woke up from my nap. Fuck you. So yeah, like that kind of shtick. You have the Marvel one where it's, hey, I get abandoned from my daddy, and then the guy
familial issues.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like, so he gets abandoned by his regular daddy, gets picked up by the motherfucker who was busting in his front door.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, hey, by the way, and then he finds out, I was like, you're not my daddy. And he's like, cool, but also, like, why are you so upset? And it was like, like, he's next in line, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're only doing this because I'm not your real son. I was like, well, yeah, that's kind of how royalty blood runs. Like, you're the off prince, technically. I'm sorry. Like, get over it. But at the same time, both but mom was fine. Mom was the reason why he didn't just go on a bender on the beginning.
Yeah.
And so, really just didn't really handle it all that well. Like, Odin really didn't become a better dad until after the fact.
Yeah, wasn't it like until after Ragnarok or something?
It was shortly before that, but like when he
Okay.
was no longer on the throne and he was just kind of out and about wherever the fuck he was.
He's a
Um,
senile man.
you see, not old man, and it's like, okay, cool, and like, yeah, he didn't kind of like, I wouldn't say mellow out, but like it really didn't like get to a point where he was like, okay, these are my sons, like this is the result of my actions, of me
I fucked
pushing
up.
them, pushing one too much into something he didn't wanting, and then pushing the other one away too much for something he did want. Because all it was daddy noticed me. It's like,
Yeah, that really was. That basically was what it
and
was.
frankly, I don't blame you. Like,
Mm.
so like, yeah, like I'd run with Loki. Um,
What about Gilgamesh?
which one?
Uh, Asshole Gilgamesh.
No,
Okay, Archer Gilgamesh.
no. That fucker couldn't say jack shit to me that would make me be on his side. Because the reality is that even if I was on his side, I probably could die. Because
Yeah,
I didn't even say something. He would be mad at me for saying something, and he would be mad at me for not saying something. That is a toxic relationship I don't want to be a part of. Like, no. Like, no. Get out of here.
yeah, I just figured I'd bring that up.
Oh, God. He was such an asshole that, like, he's an asshole to himself. Like...
In all iterations of himself.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how much of a pretentious prick do you have to be that another version of yourself, which you know about, which you part of, you understand this concept of, and you're just like, nah, I'm still better than him. Like, fuck you! Oh god, no, like, yeah, he's S plus plus level ass. Like, oh god, terrible. No, nothing he could say would convince me otherwise. Like, I'm just like, get away from me.
Yeah, because I couldn't say Castor Gil because he's technically not a villain.
No, yeah, no, Caster's not the. He's the king. He's the king that saved us all. And so the last one, to mix it up, Agent Smith
Oh, from Matrix?
from Matrix.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's the one I haven't thought of in a long time.
Yeah. Now, it would. This one would take the longest.
Yeah, that would be a hard one.
This would take the longest for me to be convinced, but it would happen.
Don't buy Jack Me, please.
That would be kind, like, can we put on the table you not body jack me? But the concept of pretty much everyone, like, having some level of sentience that's just being consistently suppressed is really what would get me. And it being that, like, oh, hey, you have the system and you have all of this going on, but then, oh, you have all these other moving parts that are all sentient of their responsibilities and their, creation or whatnot. And you mean to tell me that I have to be stuck here? Nah. Nah. How Agent Smith went about it in the body jacking kind of deal was a bit much. But
A bit?
again, but like that's just him. Like he
I mean, I understand
gets
that was
around,
the
like,
solution he came up with.
right, but like that was just him of, getting around, and then also, this is how it would not even this is how, that's the only way to achieve what he wanted, because they're freely going in and out, then you got to go in and out the way of the way that it is. And to be fair, though, because if I'm not mistaken, the guy that he ended up like bodyjacking pretty much willingly gave that right up, because he was just like, I want
Uh,
to stay here, like in the Matrix. I don't want to exist out where I can't have like these nice things. It's like that whole.
no.
It wasn't him
Uh,
who.
no. The guy he hijacked was in number two, and that was a completely different guy. The guy you're thinking of was in the first one. He got killed because
More,
like he got killed. He
more
got
or
killed in the
less.
real world.
Oh,
No, he did
okay,
get
yeah.
killed. Yeah, he got killed in the real world after he tried killing out everyone on the ship. But yeah, so the
But a
pretty much
fragment of him still floating around though.
no, because the one he hijacked number two was two other not agents, two other people that entered the Matrix. One left after the phone rang, and the other one was waiting to leave, and that's when Smith found his opportunity and took him over, and then
Arson.
picked up the phone.
And then he's like, hey, it's me.
Yeah,
um,
it's Mario.
it's Mario, but I was just like, yo, and I'm just like, yeah, but like,
God, now,
it's
now,
more of the
now both
convincing.
Matrix movies are just playing in my head. God damn it.
Good. Did you see the
Uh,
the last one?
yeah, that one threw me for a loop just because, like, I'm like, why the fuck are you back in the Matrix? I thought you died,
Because everything was a lie.
right? And it's just
The
like,
cake's a lie.
love is the ultimate power. It's like, oh my god, we're doing this trope.
At least it wasn't friendship.
It wasn't, but it's close enough.
It was close enough, but like, I feel like with that one, that was the only one that would make sense, because that was always like anything that dealt with like humans
Neo and
mixing. Well, not Neo, it was like just, but humans
just
mixing with
general.
technology mixing. You can't. That's that variable that no matter how far
You can't
along in
quantify it.
technology, you can't quantify emotions. You
Yeah,
can suppress them, you can lock them away or whatever, but you can't get rid of them, and you can't necessarily control them. You can redirect them or whatever, but they're just out there. And when they get out, it starts fucking some shit up, because like you said, you can't quantify it. So how do you have something in a system that is basically everything is quantified and has a value in this, it's a computer system, something that can't be quantified? It breaks. And when things break, things go wrong. And when things go wrong, everyone's pissed. Tech support shows up and everything
and
goes
we all
sideways.
hate everything.
And everybody hates everything. Um, so yeah, so that
But
was the only one where it was like acceptable of it being like, oh yeah, it's like love is the
yeah,
reason why. It was like,
but
yeah,
also just like learning that's like pretty much like the reason, like basically like just like some what was it like some grunt like figured this out and started a whole civil war between the machines and then rebuilt Neo and Trinity. That was her name, right?
yeah, like when, so we all knew they had Neo, right?
Yeah,
And then
'cause, like Neo was presumed dead after the second one
yeah,
or
after
third one.
like the third one.
Yeah, third one.
Yeah, third one. When he does his space magic.
Yeah,
So we already knew they had
Jesus.
him. So it was anyone who believed that they were just gonna let this motherfucker go after he literally just did a EMP inside, like he did a Norton security scan on
Yeah,
a nuclear level. There's no way in hell you're letting that body, even if he's dead, you're not letting that body go. Like you're keeping that on lock.
yeah.
So obviously it was bound to happen. Now with Trinity, that one was a little more like, well, shit. Um, like rebuilding like her and him back, basically back to life. But again, they were maintaining the lives of all these humans all the way up to this point anyway. So you can't. It's not really far fetched that they put them back together. Like,
Oh yeah.
so, but yeah. So definitely, Agent Smith would take the longest of like trying to convincing, and it was more so of dealing with trying not to have your psyche break about the Matrix.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Once you learn about the Matrix, it's a whole mind fuck.
It's a whole mindfuck, but it's a mindfuck before that. Like that's what's the crazy part. It's the perpetual mindfuck is the problem. It's when you have a pause in the mindfuckery, is when you're like, oh, I see. So this is what's actually happening. Instead of, that continual mindfuckery and you're just like, okay, this is just what
So
life
you're
is.
saying that Pop-Tart I ate this morning wasn't real?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Which is always funny. Which is always funny with like the conspiracy theories. It's like, oh, it's just the Matrix. It was like, okay, first off, what does it fucking matter if it is or if it's not? You still are experiencing everything.
Oh, all people that say we live in a simulation.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't matter because even if we are in a simulation and like it's like the Matrix style and you have a body outside of your reality, you're not fucking knowing until you A, off yourself, or B, get taken out. It's someone comes and gets you and takes you out. Two of which it wouldn't matter
No,
because
no, that's when you start New Game Plus.
that's when you start New Game Plus. But then again, it's like, okay, what are you going to do with that information? Because you already know not enough people like believed you, so why are you going to waste your time trying to convince other people? Like, it really just seems like an exercise in futility. Like, if it's a simulation and you get out, just stay gone, be gone, thought, and just and leave it at that. And like, I don't know. So we don't have to worry about that until we actually get to the point of actually simulating life fully. Then we have to worry about it. But then,
yeah,
but we can't do that, so we're fine. We're fine. It's a 50-50, leaning towards the 50. It's not. We're winning that 50-50, so.
yeah, I'll give it like maybe 100 years.
Give it 100 years, and then that generation of people may need to be concerned about being in a simulation or whatnot. But all right, so that
Yeah, but by that point, they're going to be going into SAO.
yeah. Oh no. That's the end of the human race at that point.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you can't mentally handle what's happening now in life, do you think you could survive the stress of a... Now, okay, I retract my former statement. The gamers will survive.
Yeah, now us gamers will be perfectly fine.
The hardcore gamers. Sorry, tabletop guys. Y'all ass is the first to die. So, the Animal Crossing...
Raise your hand if you play Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Let's go.
Dark Souls and the Elden Ring, you fuckers are the Vanguard. You're probably dying first, too.
Probably.
Because what are the games that you played, but you would be able to give us valuable information of how not to fuck up in the same way. So you are appreciated.
In my case, I'd probably die because I'd probably like, hey, that's tiny. Oh shit.
Yep, you would have you specifically toddlered mode dead. And then so like all of the hardcore horror people, you guys are dying first.
Oh. Because I'm also in that camp.
Yeah, you're hella dead.
I'm in so many camps.
You're hella dead if there's
I'm
no
in the
resurrection
camp.
way.
Yeah, if there's no resurrection, I'm screwed. But yeah, it's like I'm in the horror camp, the Dark Souls camp, the shooter camp.
Because like the Dark Souls and the horror, so like, you guys are going into bad situations. You prepared or ill prepared or not, like you're just going into bad situations.
I mean, to be fair, for those that are very familiar with horror games or Dark Souls, we are very good at identifying very bad areas.
Like I said, you're going to give us valuable information,
and
but you're still going to fucking die.
Actually, where's Jimmy? We're gonna push Jimmy in.
And then you have the FPSs. The FPSs are going to probably be the ones that kind of set up the civilizations, because these are going to be all of our vets.
No, those are the civilization builders, civilization simulators.
They're the ones who are maintaining it. The FPSs are the ones who are going to be able to get the territory. They're the scouts. They're the ones who are going to be able to hunt any of the like wildlife or whatever it is about. Those are the ones who are getting through that and surviving or whatever.
Those are the Minecrafters.
Then you bring in the Minecrafters and the Sims builders who can create houses.
I wouldn't trust the Sim builders.
I wouldn't trust them as government, but they're making a city pop up quick.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I would not trust them with pools.
That's fine. We just don't have pools. Um, but like they're all of the like the
They're
Minecrafters, the
crazy.
Sims, the Animal Crossings, um, the the Roblox,
Oh yeah,
all of them. They're getting the infrastructure maintained. They're keeping it down. They're getting it built. We're getting all of the efficiency and all of that good or whatever. And then if they've if we've been able to protect them up until this point, the government officials will be the board gamers because they put in so much time and
they would
collection,
the monopolies.
the monopolies, the D&Ds, the lifes, the
Oh, I hate the
what
game
is it,
life.
the good clue players, great law enforcement, no one's
Yeah.
getting away with shit.
God, for those that are really good at Clue, like goddamn.
So yeah, all of that is how I imagine the breakout of people. Normies, I'm sorry, you guys are cracking. You're cracking like eggs. We might have a small percentage of the ones who are like adaptable, like they're like, oh yeah, I used to play in like in my heyday, or like I got busy from work and I can't really play anymore, like, but they still have it in them. They still have the hobby
Oh, I
gamers.
just realized the builders, Tetris.
No, 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 no. Hell to the nah, nah, nah. All
Oh
their
no,
job. Okay, if we make them demolitionists,
that
because
works too.
their whole job is to make shit disappear. It
Yeah.
needs to fit together so it dis-fucking-peers. I do not trust them at all to build or maintain jack shit.
I'm just imagining like you're in your building and all of a sudden like you like it's low, but then it starts getting louder. It's the Tetris music.
Yeah, and you're like,
It's
oh
like no,
god,
no, 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 no.
oh god, run! No, yeah, they're it. The rogue Tetris players are going to be the barons, like the wasteland barons, because there's just death and destruction wherever they go, because they're just out here putting things in line and making it, somehow bringing that logic into the whatever game we're in, like, because you know that's how that works.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, all right. So on to our would you rather to wrap us up for our last 10 minutes here. Since we talked about Jujutsu Kaisen earlier, this works out. So, which curse would you rather be afflicted with? These are the
Oh.
scenarios. There are 6 of them, so strap in. Curse
Oh,
number 1.
curses.
Every time you kiss something or stay up past midnight, Brock Lansner will appear and angrily cut promo and then perform violent wrestling moves on you.
Oh God.
Curse number 2. If you enter any body of water larger than a bathtub, there's a 50% chance a great white shark will spawn next to you.
Uh.
Curse number 3. If you're driving for longer than an hour, Dale Earnhardt will appear on the road with you and will keep harassing you until you race him.
That sounds fun.
You would. Uh, Curse number 4. Once a month at a random time and day, Sam Hyde and Eric Andre will have full control over your body for a few hours and use it for comedy skits and pranks.
I would die of anxiety or just embarrassment afterwards.
Curse number 5. Every boss you have will act like an annoying... Oh, God.
What?
Tsundere, anime
Oh
girl towards
no!
you, hates you, but also secretly in love with you, for those who
Oh
don't know what
God.
that term means.
Jesus, no.
And curse number 6. If you're in the bathroom for longer than 5 minutes, David Attenborough will appear and begin narrating everything you're doing loudly.
Oh no. Oh God.
These are this is a good one. This is rough.
It's creative. I will like whoever made that. I will give him like props for that.
Oh
Uh,
god.
the two I am between is the Great White only because it's like I can just avoid the ocean. Um, because I'm just imagining like it's like, hey, we're gonna go to the beach, go to the ocean, and like as I get there, the Great White's just staring me down at the shallows, just like, you gotta come in, come on, do it, bitch.
Do it.
And the other one, obviously, as you heard earlier, was the Earnhardt one. But the thing is, with the Earnhardt one, would I have like, would cops still stop me,
Probably.
or would I have to GTA this?
Maybe. Let's say all of these things are based in our regular reality, so
Okay.
there's no special
Um.
conditions or whatever outside of these things happening to you. Yeah, no. So yeah, he would just be
Okay.
harassing you until you race him, and then you guys gotta deal with the
Um.
consequences.
Ooh. Okay. I'm. It's going to sound kind of dumb, but only because gas is expensive. I'm going to go with the Great White Shark.
Oh, what an economical choice. Let's
If gas wasn't
see.
expensive, I'm racing that bitch.
So I absolutely do not find Eric Andre or Sam Hyde funny. So
Okay.
can't do that. Um, I would get wrestled way too many times.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can't. You don't sleep.
I don't sleep and I'm married. So
Well,
it's daily. I'm getting fought daily. So that
you would have to sleep on the couch.
I I would have to just sleep and just
That
like never,
you would
kiss
have
my
to put
wife
yourself
again.
in, you would have to put yourself into a medical coma.
I just can never do it again. I I think I would have to go with the Great White only because I'm not in pools a lot, really. And so
That's
when
true.
I'm in water that's larger than a bathtub, I'm in the ocean.
Got it.
So technically, I already have a chance of a great white spark spawning next to me.
But basically now you have a 100% chance.
Yeah, I have a higher chance of it happening, but also as long as I'm not like in a fashion that seems whatever, like they'll just leave me alone. It'll just kind of be like, there's a shark,
Nah,
cool.
I'm just imagining this thing is waiting for you.
Uh, like I've been in the water with a shark before, so like it just kind of whatever. It was just doing its own thing. So I'm not going to say the shark isn't going to look confused as hell if you could see that on its face.
Who?
Um, but yeah, and I was I don't know who David Attenborough is, but that would be the other one I choose only for the sheer hilarity of it. Because the only time that I'm in the bathroom for longer than 5 minutes is for an immense dump. And frankly, anyone narrating that, it's more embarrassing for the person that it's coming out of their mouth. Everyone knows I'm in the bathroom to take care of bathroom business. But this motherfucker is out here talking about it like fervently. He's the person that is going to be in trouble.
And Draken is taking one massive dookie.
Massive dookie. And then he can just warn him. It was like, yeah, you probably don't want to go in there. Washing his hands.
This is now a active war happening here.
He is
Please keep your
fighting for his
distance.
life. Please send help. I don't know, something. Crying for help. I feel like it would just be very
He is
funny
out
with
of
the
toilet
chaos I
paper.
have.
Please help.
Send help. I would cause so much bedlam just because it's just because how chaotic I am. Let's see, how are we on time? Okay, we might have time for one more.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, that was a creative one. I like that one.
um, okay. Oh, okay. So here's one. You can only solve one world problem, but the other will become 100 times worse.
Oh no.
All
I
right.
hate I hate these ones.
You end cancer, but gas prices skyrocket.
Oh Jesus. Hey, remember what I was talking about earlier?
You prevent all murder, but get stung by wasp 24/7.
Oh.
That I'm pretty sure you die from that amount of
You would.
stings.
Yeah, like that amount of venom, yeah, you would die.
You would die. Stop every natural disaster, but once a day, a random yet incredibly painful ailment will befall you.
Oh.
You implant the concept of satisfaction in humanity, but lose all memories of your former self.
Ooh.
So I guess their form of world peace, but everyone becomes. You just kind of become a NPC. You literally become an NPC.
Yeah.
World peace and become an NPC. Everyone gets $1 billion, no effect on the economy, but 1 billion pigs crawl up your ass, bite your prostate, and painfully leave out your stretched to its limit and now bleeding penis, leaving in hungry fuck. So any of this.
Just stop now.
Apparently, it's non-fatal.
How is that not fatal?
I don't know.
Like, I would want to be dead.
Someone's a very sick fuck. I have no idea what. Okay, that one was wild.
Like if someone says like, "Oh yeah, you won't die from this," I would want to be dead.
Oh god, I don't want to know what was wrong with this person.
They were having a bad day.
To be fair, their name is Psychotic Waffle.
Yeah, that explains some things.
So shout out to Psychotic Waffle 2.
Yeah, shout out.
You are fucked in the head.
Please think about the things.
Everyone gets free healthcare, free food, and free money. You are turned into iron immediately. The whole time you can feel a horrid itch on your forehead, but can do nothing to scratch it. Your only hope is for the occasional bird to perch on your head.
Nope.
All right.
I don't need a bitch of an itch.
And apparently, these are all scenarios of songs, I guess.
What?
Because this is if in case anyone is wondering, polls are from these artists. Number 1 is from the Animals. Number 2, 3, and 4 are from the Rolling Stones.
What?
Black Sabbath is from the last 2. So it's we got to get out of this place.
Black Sabbath is the big one, right?
I think is the pig one.
Okay,
Give Me Shelter, Paint It Black, Can't Get No Satisfaction, War Pigs, and Iron Man.
Oh wow.
So apparently these are all stemmed off of like these songs.
What the fuck? I would never have figured that out.
I want to say they're like reverses of, but like Iron Man, like you turn into Iron, War Pigs, Paint It Black.
So basically taking this
something from
literally.
the song, something from the songs.
What was the first one again?
Number 1 was in cancer, but gas prices go up. The only legitimate one that is not going to cause just terrifying terror amongst your body.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to go with that one.
No, that's the only answer.
All the other ones are gonna kill you.
I get A is the obvious answer, and then acceptable is D. World peace, but you kind of become an NPC.
Got it. Yeah, no, that's a good second.
But oh my god, that was wild. So that's how we end episode. That's how you end an episode. That is how you end an episode. So
freaking pigs. Everyone, watch like pigs.
Watch like pigs. This is definitely one of those explicit ones for the it's like don't bring your kids. I'm gonna put in the caption. Make sure not to play out loud.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't put this one on speakerphone. So we hope
if you do, put it in the middle of your class.
Oh Jesus Christ. So we hope you enjoyed the episode of the various rants that happen, my opinions on the state of anime and manga, and hoping that it gets to the right people and we just not have bad anime ever again. And yeah, and if you want more to the fun of this and also gameplay, subscribe to our Patreon. The description is in the bio for those who need to see it physically, but it would be patreon.com/the Dragon's Den 55, I believe is the number. I think.
Yeah, don't get me lying.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's like I just upload. I don't remember saying. Yes, the Dragon's Den 55. Yep, that is the link. Again, like I said, is in the bio for the show. We have a game being played in the background as well for that one while we are recording. That one's a more lighthearted one. If you just want, if you don't want to go through Patreon and do one of the levels, you can subscribe through Spotify and give us the support on that front. All of this episodes are the same for the subscription, but the Patreon gives you more for that, so check that out. And yeah, until next time, we'll either see you on the next episode or we'll see you next week.
Yep, see y'all there.
Bye.